Hi, I'm Vaishnavi, also known as V, and I thought I'd make a little video to introduce myself and my journey with energy healing. So I'm amazed to realise that I've actually been working with subtle energies for over 25 years, and my approach now is largely a question of surrender to the Divine Mother. And honestly, if I had told that to my cynical science degree 20-year-old or 20-something-year-old self, I would have just laughed. It would have just been completely incomprehensible to me. But I've been on quite a journey, so I'll share a bit more about that. I feel very blessed to be living off-grid in Wales in the UK, and I moved here so that I could live more lightly on the earth and be really connected with nature. And also because I started to realise that it helps me to really connect with the subtle energies, with this kind of silence and stillness that I have here. So I feel I can attune much more sensitively. So my journey with healing began on my mother's kitchen table in 1997. She had recently done a Reiki training, and she kept insisting that I should have a session, and I wasn't remotely interested. But she was so persistent that eventually I just kind of thought, if I just give in and let her do this thing, then she'll stop talking about it, and then I can just, shake her off. Little did I know that session would completely blow my mind. I remember coming down off the table at the end and looking, walking outside and seeing my eyesight felt clearer and the colours felt brighter, and there was no question to me that something quite extraordinary had happened, and I knew that I couldn't explain it with my science degree knowledge. And yeah, I was so amazed by that I let my mother convince me to do a Reiki training myself, which I went on to do within a couple of months, and then I did Reiki, the second level of Reiki, and I went on a few years later to become a Reiki master, and even trained people myself for some years. So after diving quite intensively and enthusiastically into the realms of subtle energy, I eventually decided to take a break for a while, because I had a day job which was a startup company that I was working very long hours in, and I really burnt myself out, and I wasn't using my tools myself. It was a classic healer heal thyself wake-up call, and so I decided to stop offering sessions and really embark on my own self-healing. And I spent a lot of time in India in the ashram of someone called Mata Amritanandamayi Ma, also known as Amma, and I had a very big awakening there, and that was very much around connecting to the Divine Feminine and the Divine Mother, which was something I had no conscious acknowledgement of up until then. I'd been very much an atheist and very rejecting of any kind of spiritual traditions until these awakenings. I learned an awful lot about surrender at that point as well, which was a lesson that I really needed. And I feel, particularly in the healing work, we really have to step out of the way as much as possible and become an open channel and allow what wants to happen. And that was a big key learning for me. And whilst I was in the ashram, in fact, I had a couple of really extraordinary experiences with vortex healers, and I'm very grateful to one of them in particular, James Coombs, who's an extraordinary healer who not only gave me sessions at a time when I really needed them, but also encouraged me to take some of the vortex healing training sessions myself, which I went on to do, initially thinking it was just for my own self-healing, but I found the energy and the tools more refined and more precise than Reiki, so I then started to predominantly use that in my healing work. So since that time when I burnt out, which was around 2002, I've been on quite a dance with chronic illness myself, and I've explored so many avenues of healing, including deep listening, embodiment practices, somatic regulation, limbic system retraining, parts work and polyvagal theory, trauma healing in general. And my current growth edge, I'd say, is integrating these more kind of pragmatic tools, you could say, with the more intangible tools of the energy work that I've learned through vortex healing, and then also more recently with Jeffrey Allen and Psychic Horizons and other avenues I've been exploring. So that's a little bit about me. Thanks for listening.